So today we will begin new verse. So we are doing chapter 3. So we are doing Bhagavad Gita chapter 3 verse 32. But they, however, who finding faults with these teachings of mine, do not follow it, take those fools to be deluded in the matter of all knowledge are lost. So if you do not follow the teachings of Sri Krishna, these people who never follow the teachings are lost. Means they will be constantly having rebirths after rebirths after rebirths. Whatever action that they do will get converted into a karma. The karma has to be repaid. And for the repayment of that karma, they have to be born again and again and again and again. There is no end to it. There is no guarantee in which womb they will be born. Whether they will be born as humans or animals or birds or anything for that matter. A tree. It can be anything. So these people will be constantly having rebirths. Now in this the caveat is, Sri Krishna says, if someone who doesn't follow my teachings. Now at such point in time you will wonder, why am I sitting for this satsang? Because I am hearing those teachings, I am forced to follow them. Many a time people have said, Guruji, because I don't know, it's okay, I don't need to follow anything. But because now I am hearing this, I have to follow them diligently. Why do I need to do this? The answer is simple. I just now gave you about a minute ago. Do you want to be reborn again and again? Just imagine. I want you to think very carefully what this is all about. You are now getting a rebirth. Alright? You are a very tiny egg. From the egg comes a small larva. From the larva comes a pupa. These are the stages which I don't know how many of you know biology a little bit. Okay, now you are a strange creature. You have taken the shape of a worm. A worm. Now this worm has to build a house for himself. So what does the worm do? From his hindquarters, it releases a kind of a protein. It's like he's pooping. So he releases this and he goes around himself. Imagine you are rotating around yourself thousands and thousands of times. So you release this strange gum. You understand gum, sticky substance. It's a kind of a protein. You go round and round yourself thousands and thousands of times. Okay? So that you can become a cocoon. Alright? Now how many times, now imagine this tiny worm is as small as this one or even half the size of my tiny finger. And he is supposed to release this protein. If I tell you that if you are such a tiny fellow and you have to walk for over 1 mile just to make your house at one place. So when you go to the gym, you are running on that machine, for 1 mile. You are a big guy. Okay, you are a 6-footer or 5-footer or whatever. But this fellow is such a tiny guy. He is supposed to go for 1 mile non-stop. And he weaves a cocoon round himself. This cocoon's thread is over 1 mile long, unbroken thread. He is sticking to one plant. Now, the farmer comes, removes that cocoon and puts it in 100 degrees Celsius boiling water. I want you to think about it. This is your life. This worm with its cocoon is put inside 100 degrees Celsius boiling water. What happens to that worm? He dies. And then he takes the cocoon, removes that creature from inside, and he uses it to make silk thread. I am talking about a silkworm. This is your life. For just few days, you lived a life full of, strangeness. You were born and then you were boiled in hot water. So that your house, which is the cocoon, can be used by the human beings to wear a sari or a silk dress. Second thing I will tell you. The silk thread which is removed from one cocoon has to be put together by 4 threads, total 4 threads, which makes one single thread. That goes as a thread for making the garment, that cloth piece. Like that, so many cocoons, so many creatures are getting boiled. This kind of a rebirth would you like to have? It is not a joke even to live a life of a worm. Please understand, when the teachings are given, they are given not because I feel happy, okay, I will tell you something about Krishna. No, it is being given so that you understand that this is what it entails. The miserable life that can come about, you have to cut it short right there itself. So the teachings have to be followed. Another example I will give you. There is a country called Singapore or Dubai. These are countries, okay? UAE. Now you are a drug addict. You like to have little of your drug around with you. You are caught with this drug, a small quantity of it in Singapore. Do you know what is the punishment over there? The rule says that if you are caught with some drug, you will go for 20 years in jail, no questions asked, or you will be hanged. Which one is better? So there are rules. There are things to be followed in material worldly life also. You cannot jaywalk in Singapore. You know what jaywalking is? You go cross in the middle of the road. The moment you cross in the middle of the road, $500 is the fine. No jaywalking for anybody. You can't spit on the road because Indians love spitting on the roads. You know what they do? They like to go thoo. They will do because they love to eat pan and tambaku and tobacco and all this kind of things. So they like to spit. If you are caught spitting, straight away fine. So there are rules. So in the material world also there are rules. So please remember, this which Krishna is talking is also something which he is saying, this is a rule. You got to follow it. So those who follow my rules are wise people, and those who flout my rules, those who say I am not going to do any of these things which Krishna is telling me to do, they find fault with the rules. Like people will say, oh, what is the big deal? I just carried a little drug for myself. But you are not allowed. You are that great person who is feeling very suffocated, so you open the plane door in the middle of the flight. Can you do that? You can't do that, no? You are jeopardizing the life of so many 100 passengers over there. So there are rules and there are laws. So Sri Krishna is saying very nicely, see, these are some things which I have given to you. Follow them. If you don't follow them, if you want to flout them, if you don't want to follow anything that I am saying, then you are a foolish person and you are deluded in the matter of all knowledge and are lost. So lost means you know what you are going to become. Okay? So in the next life you may become a mosquito in some life, and then somebody is going to put a Mortine or some such kind of a thing and kill you. Who knows? Or you may get eaten by some creature. And some worm will, he will eat you up. So all these are very dangerous lifestyles. As whatever creature that you can think of, even if you think you are becoming a tree, ask all the Canadians. They are chopping left, right and center. Trees. It doesn't last. Or they will scrape your body. Scrape the body of the tree so that they can take that, gum from it. Ask them, how do they get all this maple syrup and all that? Huh? How do you get rubber? Use your brains. So this is the thing that Sri Krishna is saying. Please follow the rules that I am telling you, or please follow the knowledge that I am giving you. Okay? So we move to the next verse. We are doing chapter 3, Bhagavad Gita, verse 33. All living creatures follow their tendencies. Even a wise man acts according to the tendencies of his own nature. Of what use is restraint by force? You see, we did this thing called tendencies. Every creature has tendencies. Whether it is an unwise person, whether it's a foolish person, or even a wise person. You may think the wise person doesn't have tendencies. Okay? The wise person has tendencies. So every individual on this planet Earth has tendencies. Now what are these tendencies? It can be any tendency. It can be of smoking, drinking, sleeping, like person likes to snooze and more likes to just sleep around and just do nothing for that matter, a lazy bone. A person is used to working also. That's also a tendency. Some people really love to work day and night. They don't want to take rest at all. Some people have a habit of eating. They just love to eat. They are great hoggers. Jacket Jones. So they just want to eat. Some people like to flout their body. Okay. So, what do you think? So there are people in this world who are different kinds of people. They have different tendencies. And these tendencies are the bane. They are the ones which are going to put that person in the biggest spot that they are supposed to be in. Children have a tendency. They keep on nagging the mother. Mom, can I get this? Can I get that? Can I get that? Whenever they are going out with the mom or dad to the market, they will say, can I have this bubble gum? Can I have this? Can I have that? And when they cross McDonald's, I want fries. I want this. I want that. It's a tendency of the child to keep on asking for things. This tendency is the problem in everybody's life. A tendency to even say that I am coming at this hour and not turning up. Or coming very late. You got to avoid this tendency. Sri Krishna says that Every person on this planet Earth has tendencies, whether it's a normal person or whether it's a wise person. Everybody has tendencies. Can I threaten them? No. I am not going to threaten a person. So Sri Krishna is not going to say, if you don't do this, I am going to make you a silkworm. He is not saying any of those things. It's an example that was given. You will never be forced by Sri Krishna to do any action. He will just point it out to that person. He will just say, see, understand my dear fellow, don't do this. Or do this. Rest, I cannot force you into doing any of those things. You may wonder, why is Sri Krishna not forcing or threatening the person? Well, what you don't understand is the divine consciousness never threatens or forces anybody. So your question will be, then who is this great person who is literally put a gun at my head and saying, if you don't do this? Well, that is not Sri Krishna. That is Maya. And Prakriti. Prakriti is nature. And Maya is the illusion that gets created. Got it? So the illusion that gets created is the reason why you end up doing that. But Sri Krishna never forces anybody. He never says anything. He can just say these words. Like say for example, if I am telling you just now that you need to attend these satsangs regularly. There is no threat in that. There is no threat in that. There is nothing like, if you don't attend, you will be put behind bars, something like that. There is no threat there. It is just a way of talking. If you don't do it, then Maya is the one who does the action for you. Maya works with nature. Do you remember this? Nature is not Maya. Don't mix these two together. Nature is nature. Nature is tangible. The things that are there in this world, your tendencies, that's a nature. Sattva, Rajas, Tamas is also a nature. So all that is nature. Maya is the illusion created in the nature. What is the illusion? The example is, now if you get up in the middle of the night, like me, you are not wearing your glasses. I know there are few people only wearing glasses. But you are not wearing your glasses. And suddenly you open your eyes like this. And you see something looming ahead of you. And you, oh my God, something is over there. Immediately the fear comes in you. Then you realize that was something that you had hung up last night. But the illusion created was, there is a creature standing next to my bed. That is Maya. What is nature? Nature is that object which is there. It is that object is not doing anything. It is just there. Right? Now, nature and Maya. Again, one more example. The moment somebody says that, oh, you have a party and you have invited this person for a party. The person says immediately, I'm sorry, this Saturday I am not available. Nature, not available, this is it. What does Maya do? Maya tells you, just because I am having a party, she doesn't want to come. She hates me from the bottom of the heart. Do you get the point? There is no such thing, but your mind created this great thing called judgments. This is nothing but nature which is acting against you. So Maya is illusion created in this world. So Sri Krishna says, I don't force anybody. I don't even bother my head. I just tell the person, do this. Even in my world, I sometimes tell a person, very casually I will tell the person, do this. See, there are 3 words which I use in my life. Okay, please remember this. Anytime you meet me, remember these 3 words. If you ever hear me saying okay, then it is not okay. If I say good, then it is really good. And if I say not good, that means it is really not good. So, people who write to me saying that, Guruji, I am caught up in my world, I am not able to make it. And my response to you is, okay. Now you know what it means. So it's a very dangerous way of understanding this. So it's just an example. Don't take it so seriously, because Krishna doesn't work like that. Krishna works through Maya. And that is what he says. Of what use is restraint or force? What is the use of telling that person, don't go? What is the use of saying to that person that don't get into this? Somebody came to me and this person said to me, Guruji, I want to get married. And I told that person, don't. No, but Guruji, we are both in love with each other. So this boy and girl had come. I told them, don't get married. Okay? So what they thought that I was opposing them. I said, at the end of the day, you asked my opinion, I gave you my opinion. You want to get married, it's your choice. You don't want to get married, it's your choice. I don't have to bother my head about it. So the person immediately started thinking in the wrong way. So remember the previous verse. But they, however, who finding fault with the teachings of mine. Remember this verse. So this couple thought that it is something that they can do. And they went ahead and did. In less than 1 year, they broke up their marriage. And both of them became enemies to each other. Why would a person want to go through this? So the question would be, was it destiny or not? Yes, if you are asking me as a guru, my job is to give you a heads up. But I am not going to threaten you or force you into doing anything. You want to get married, that's your choice. Similarly, there are people in this world who have this kind of a thought process. Why should I listen to this person? It's nothing that I can do at that point in time. So Sri Krishna's way of talking is very strange. He says, it's okay. Don't bother about it. Likewise, he says, there is no force. So I hope you understood this verse. So we go to the next one. We are doing Bhagavad Gita chapter 3 verse 34. Attraction and repulsion are rooted in all sense objects. Man should never allow himself to be swayed by them, because they are the 2 principal enemies standing in the way of redemption. Attraction and repulsion, like and dislike. These are 2 factors associated with one thing. What is that one thing? There is a person in your life. This person is doing some job for you. Okay? He may be a mason. He may be a plumber. He may be a construction worker. He may be anything for that matter. But you have very strong likes and dislikes. I don't like this person. Why don't you like him? Because he behaves in this manner. Whenever he comes, he will sit for first half an hour doing nothing. Then he wants to have a cup of tea. Then he says slowly he will remove his implements and then he will start working a little bit. He works for 1 hour. After that he stops working. I don't like him. I don't like that person's face. I don't like that person's attitude. Are these the thought processes that you have? Even in your workplace, it is the same thing. I don't like my boss. I hate this company. I don't like these people around me. I like this person. This person is very nice. This thing is very good. So any object, person, place or thing, anything, you have likes and dislikes. So he says attraction and repulsion. These are two things which every individual has for everything in the world. He says they are rooted in the sense objects. All likes and dislikes are rooted in the sense objects, attraction and repulsion. Some people will look at a person and say, look at him, he's so dark, Okay? And some person will say, I like dark people. So there is this attraction and repulsion. Sri Krishna here says, man should never allow himself to be swayed by them. Don't get swayed by all these things in this world. Never get into that I like this person or I don't like this person. I have repulsion for this person or I have attraction for this person. So suppose you have a tailor. Tailor, they stitch garments and give. My tailor is very nice. This person is always used to, stitching my clothes so nicely. Is it called attraction? 100% it is called attraction. I hate this person. I don't like his face also. Every time when he speaks to me, he is always talking nonsense. Is it called repulsion? Yes. Sri Krishna says, don't get swayed by this. Please don't get swayed this way or this way. Don't make judgments on a person. It is their nature which is like this. So don't make judgment on any person. The answer is this. If you cannot praise a person, don't even open your mouth. For an average human being, this is what you should understand. If you cannot praise a person, don't even open your mouth. Why are you saying anything bad about that person? If you say bad, you don't understand the repercussions of when you say bad mouth a person. The repercussions are tremendous. I hate my boss, she's the worst creature on earth. You have said these words? Well, the karma has already ticked in your world. Karma says, okay, you have called this woman a very bad person. Don't worry. In some life, she is going to be you and you are going to be her. And then she is going to hate you. Would you like to have this in your life? So don't say even a single word. So Sri Krishna says, you have to not get swayed by anything. Because these are two principal enemies standing in the way of his redemption. This like, dislike, hatred and liking, attraction and repulsion. These are two enemies standing in the way of redemption. You want to reach the state of enlightenment. You want to get out of this world. You don't want to be born again. You don't want any karma in your name. Then please do not have biases against anything in the world. Now I will repeat my first line. Sri Krishna is giving you a heads up. Those who find faults with my teachings, and do not follow them, they will be deluded in this manner. Did you understand? When Sri Krishna is telling you very clearly, don't get carried away and say whatever you feel like about another person, place or thing. I don't like Bangalore. I hate Delhi. Don't say those words. I don't like North Indians. I like only South Indians. South Indian temples are very good. North Indian temples are very bad. Oh, anytime you say these kind of words, you are showing your attraction or repulsion. Americans will say, I hate those brown color Indians. Or Indians will say, I don't like those Americans. Well, what are you doing? This hatred and this kind of attraction or repulsion is going to be the cause of your misery. So what do you don't like? You don't like to, don't like North Indians? Don't worry. In the next life of yours, you are going to become a North Indian. How is that for Maya? So, I hope you understand. These are things which you need to very clearly understand. It will not give you redemption. So don't get carried away and keep on saying, I like this, I don't like this is good, that is bad. This kind of thing which you do, swaying here and there, left, right and center, please don't do. Because it is going to give you lives after lives after lives of rebirth. So here Sri Krishna is offering you the easiest path of redemption. Don't open your mouth, don't say anything, don't give your criticism, don't say anything at all, just be quiet. In your mind also there should be no attraction or repulsion, no swaying. So we have come to the end of verse 34, so we will stop over here.